Okay, so I guess I'll do a recap from what I remember, and then people can fill in the blanks.
Go for it.
So Veston had a bad time when we got on with the caravan. Um,
Understatement of the century.
yeah, Veston made a friend, and
Did not.
You made a
it
friend.
was
Yeah.
it was a quickling, and we uh went off on a little side adventure, um, dealing with the druid and the tree guy, and uh, that was all that. And then I guess really before that, we made it to Baldur's Gate. We got on with the caravan that we were looking for, and we were on the road. And at this point, after our little sidetracked side adventure there, um, we should be headed back to the caravan now.
Sounds pretty good.
After we
Not to
lose
mention,
the
I'm also unconscious.
Oh, right.
And then, what's his name? The little skinny guy said that he
Blink.
wanted to stick around. Yeah.
Blink.
Yep.
Yeah, so he'll stick around for just a little bit, but he's an emotional mess at this moment. So, understandably so.
and he'll run it off.
He'll run it off. Yeah, probably. All right. So, you guys are recovering at the moment. Vistan is still unconscious. Unless you guys want to give him a health potion or something, it'll take about an hour for him to come to life once more, or a healing spell. I don't know if you guys have any healing spells other than him.
I don't know that anybody has any spell slots left.
I have a spell slot. Let me go back to it. I accidentally closed my page. It's I
Do
think
you have a
it's
healing
this-
spell?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's one of my abilities. I got it for cure wounds.
Yeah.
Will that help?
That would. Cure wounds would return health to him.
I'd have to use my sorcery. I can use that's fine.
Yeah.
And then now I can use it. So we'll use it on almost dead. There we go. Use. Oh, cure wounds. It's gifted metallic dragon. It's always available to me.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. So I don't need to, but either way, I don't care.
Yeah, so it's a 2d8 plus your spell font modifier, so charisma. Go ahead and
Okay.
roll.
So 2d8.
2d8, yep.
Come on. Roll. And so that's 10, and then charisma is +4, so 14.
Very nice. All right. Stalin, you come to consciousness with Lathartha standing above you, or kneeling over you, I guess.
What did I miss?
You didn't die.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, nothing. There was no loot either. So
Yeah.
definitely no gold.
I mean, the druid's
I
dead
look
body is
over at
still sitting
Toltec.
there.
Yeah. I look over at Toltec and Scar and I'm like, what's all that stuff on his body?
DM hasn't given us our loot yet.
Rental.
Rental. I haven't yet. All right, so you guys gonna inspect the body?
Yeah.
Oh, for
Sure.
sure.
Oh,
Everything.
pilfer it all. All right, so you walk over to his body and start rifling through his belongings or whatever he had. You can see that he is very frail looking for a druid. His strength is like a 6, for example, so super frail, super skin and bones.
I mean, that'll do that to you for being a tree for 70 plus years.
Yes,
73 years.
73 years. All right, so you do find several items on him. You find the slippers that he was wearing. They have a spider motif on them, covered in a little bit of blood. His sickle has some moon symbols on it, some faces of the moon on one side, or on both sides, I should say. He had these goggles that he's wearing. You kind of pull them off, and they're like an obsidian-colored glass over them.
Are they X-ray vision?
I don't know.
That'd
Do you
be
want to
really
look
cool.
through them and put them on your head?
No.
Okay, then you don't know.
Are you sure?
Seems like a trap.
Can I look through them without putting them on my head?
You look through them, and they look nothing like nothing changes. You just see the outside world.
Hmm. Might as well hold on to them just to be safe.
Okay. And then he also has this amulet around his neck that looks like a. Let me describe it correctly. Let me pull it up.
How do you spell sickle again? It's
S.
SC, right?
Scikle, I believe.
Yeah, there we go.
I always want to spell it with a Y. I know it's not with a Y.
Sickle.
Cycle.
Cycle.
Okay, so he has this amulet. It's a picture, like a golden disc, but it's got a picture of two hands, kind of their palms together, and in between them is the sun, or a sun. And it's on a silver chain.
So, are any of these items like magical in nature?
You don't know just by
Cool.
looking at them.
I'm useless.
Did any of you guys take identify?
Identify? Where would we find that?
It's a spell.
The spell.
I mean, I have detect magic. If that...
there we go.
I mean, you can definitely do detect magic on it. Sure,
Wouldn't that just tell you if it was magical or not?
it would.
Perfect.
Scar, did you take identify yet?
Nope.
All right, we'll add it to your spell book. We're just gonna give it
Can
to
I
you.
get it too?
No,
Right.
you're a
Or
sorcerer.
later.
Sorry, say that one more time, Scar.
Right now or later?
Nope, we'll just give it to you for right now. We'll just say you've always had it.
Oh. Okay, I'm identifying this.
Well, so identify takes it's a spell slot unless you don't have it prepared, so it would take 10 minutes. So if
Is
it's
this second level?
no, so it's just a first level spell, but you can cast it as a second level if you want.
Oh, okay, so it's second level.
Okay, you so as you cast the spell, well, do you have identify prepared? I don't think you do have it prepared.
Prepare it.
No. Okay, so you would be a ritual. You can still cast it. It would just take 10 minutes, which is not an issue. So while you're preparing to cast identify, Viston does his detect magic, and everything that I described is magical. While you guys are getting ready, like Scar, while you're preparing the spell, doing the ritual for it, the druid, whose name I'm spacing on at the moment, the archdruid.
Vesper?
No.
The lady?
The lady. What's her name again? Oh my gosh. Silra Wildheart. She kind of walks out from the trees nearby, and you hear, like, what catches your attention is you hear her hawk cry out, and then you look behind you and you see her just kind of walking silently towards you guys. She puts out her hand and the hawk lands. She stops and seems to talk to it for a moment, and the hawk takes off again. But she looks at you all, and she looks at the dead body of the druid, and she says, "It's a sad thing. I did not think that he would have. I had hoped that he would not remember who he had been, but clearly he did." And she walks over to Blink, who just kind of like looks at her and has these tears running down his face. And he just kind of sniffles and goes, "He was my friend." And she says, "I know, little one, but he may not have remembered who he was, but he was your friend in the end." And he goes, "No, he wasn't," and then boom, is gone.
Yeah, it definitely was not. He hurt him.
She nods and she says, I am aware. I watched what happened." And she kind of looks towards where the quickling had ran off and he's gone, but she turns to you and she says, "Well, perhaps through over the years there may be more to this as a reward. And you see her kind of raise her hand and twist her wrist up into the air, and there's this flash of light. It's like a golden green light. And behind you, everyone go to make a dexterity saving throw. It's not very hard. You have to beat a 5. It's just to surprise you offhand.
Are you kidding me?
Goodbye.
So what's that about it not being so hard?
I mean, unless you rolled under a 5.
17.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Vistan and Taltek,
Really?
you clearly were caught off
Oh,
guard.
wait a minute. Dex saving throw. Sorry, that was just a straight dex throw.
Well, so you get the 3 plus whatever your modifier is. So
What would be the modifier then?
So 3, 4, 5, 5.
5. There you go. You made it. So unfortunately, Vistan and the dice are.
This has not been my game.
No, it is not. You rolled a 2, which sucks, man. Okay,
I
so
rolled a 0 last session.
well, you can't roll a 0. You can't get lower than a 1.
I mean,
He did.
I did.
D&D Beyond
Nature
begs
check
to
is
differ.
a -1 plus a 0.
Yeah,
plus getting a
unfortunately,
nat
the
1.
dice are not smart enough to understand that. But so Vistan, you're like, okay, cool. Like you watching her, you're kind of like leaning against one of the tree roots, and as she does this, you feel the tree root underneath you kind of give way, and it's that like somebody pulled your chair out from under you, and you're like, boom, and you fall on your ass. Just kind of moment. That's all it was. And the
And
rest of
lose
you kind of
14
move.
HP to make a death save.
No, you're not making a death save. You kind of everyone kind of like gathers yourselves and you look, and you see that the tree roots have kind of pulled back a little bit, and the physical tree itself appears to have moved maybe 10 feet backwards. And in there is almost like a sinkhole that goes down and a slight little grave, or a little downward a little bit into a small cave. And underneath, you see what look to be some skeletons, some bodies.
Who were they?
She says they were the remains of those that he had trapped previously before we stopped him.
Keep him with the body's awesome. Hopefully to remember what he should not be doing.
That wasn't the part of the hope. She says whatever they owned are yours. But when you are ready, she says, let me know and I will send you back to where you came from. And
Awesome.
she kind of just walks off to the side, and a couple of little like ravens kind of walk up or fly down, and she seems to be talking to them, but she's off doing her own thing.
What is in the body?
Well, Vistan, you like pick yourself up and look down, and you can see that there are some magical items, some magical auras down below.
It'd be funny if she opened it and he just fell in the hole.
No, I wasn't gonna do that. Not quite.
If I rolled a 1, you would have done that.
Maybe. All right, but everyone. So I actually would say Lothartha, since you want to see what's in the bodies, go ahead and make an investigation check for me here.
24.
Nat 20. You find literally everything that's down there. So not a problem. There are 6 bodies. They're all skeletons. They're long dead and decayed. One of them has this silver metallic like chain shirt that you kind of lift. It feels very light. It's not magical, however. There is another, looks like to been a caster, and he has these obsidian colored like robes there are parts of them that look like to be kind of at the joints that have dragon scales that are woven into the cloth for extra protection.
I love it. Okay.
That does appear magical. That's giving off the radar sense. Then they have a brocade choker threaded with silver. It's worth 25 gold. There's a copper ring engraved with arcane runes, which is worth 25 gold. There's a fine leather coin purse trimmed with fox fur. It's worth 20 gold. There's a fine leather mantle tooled with draconic scales, worth 25 gold.
What is the mantle?
So think of like a priest mantle. It kind of goes over your shoulders and goes about halfway down your biceps. That's what a mantle would be.
Like shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just that one's, it's not magical. It's just kind of a leather. It's a more, not ceremonial, but more of to show off. Like you could add it to like some armor that you already have, or somebody already has that wears leather armor, and it would just look nicer. That's it.
I'm thinking of the mantle above the fireplace.
There you go. Yeah, not quite a mantle like that. No.
No.
There is a jasper cup, also engraved with draconic runes. It's worth 35 copper, or 35 gold. I'm sorry. And then there's a pewter miniature of a castle adorned with jet. It's worth 45 gold. And Lethartha, make a history check.
Oh
my God.
24.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Okay, so it is a miniature of Castle Waterdeep. And for the size of it, it's probably about the size of like a small music box in physical size. All right, and then I want, since you rolled a natural 20 twice, Jesus, roll a d4 for me, Lethartha.
1.
1. You know,
Oh, come on.
that serves you right.
No.
1. Jeez.
At least it wasn't on the battlefield. It's only, history. Like,
No, this is
who's
the
to say
history
I haven't
thing.
been to Waterdeep and know what it looks like?
No, this was for more loot.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, so roll another d4 for me. Actually, I'll have somebody else roll a d4. Somebody else.
All right, I got it.
Don't let me do any of these loot rolls.
Not a whole lot better. 2.
All right. So there's 4 tables that this determines which table you're rolling off of. Okay, roll a d100. Caden, roll a d100.
Oh no.
You can't go
And
wrong here.
1.
Oh,
12?
12.
Okay.
Is that from a D100?
Yeah, it was from a
Yeah.
d100. Yeah. That's not a good one. Go ahead and roll again. Both of those are kind of crappy. You guys would never use it.
Watch me roll lower. Oh, an 81.
Hey!
Okay. I will do that. Okay. So you find a long sword that is magical mixed into the pile.
Oh.
Well, actually, no. So I'll let you guys pick. So it'll be a weapon, a magic weapon of some kind. So, because I know, Viston, you don't
I
have
have
a
a
magic
magical
weapon,
weapon.
but Taltech does. So, do you guys want it to be a weapon Viston will use, or what do you guys want? It's up to you.
I'm
It
good.
doesn't-
Yeah, go ahead.
Who
Okay.
doesn't have a magical item?
Sorry, say that one more time, Lethartha.
Who doesn't have a magical item?
And you guys all
Like
have at least
a
one
melt
magic
weapon.
item. This is a weapon specifically.
Yeah,
for Merle.
I know. Who doesn't have a magic weapon?
I think I'm the only one because Taltech, you have a sword, right? That's magical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm the only one who doesn't have a magic weapon.
Okay. Well, so this weapon we'll say is a halberd, for you, and it is magical. So by the time you guys find all of these items, let me write down the magic. Scar, you finish your ritual, and you can identify everything. So Scar, the first item you pick up is the amulet.
Mhm.
It is an amulet of health.
Okay.
So you want me to give you guys links to all this stuff? I can't.
Yes.
Or-
That'd be
That might be good.
Okay.
Just throw it in chat,
Yeah.
please.
All right. So the first one is an amulet of health. The second one, which are the goggles, are goggles of night,
Oh.
which allows the user to look through them and have dark vision up to 60 feet. Which is why,
Oh.
Viston, for you, you looked through them and you didn't notice anything.
Nothing. Yeah,
Nothing.
nothing happened.
Nothing changed.
Yep, those are going to go to Scar because
Yeah.
he's the only one who can't see in the dark.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so then the sickle is a moon sickle, +1 moon sickle.
He has no druid.
He has no druid. You're right.
Mm.
That's the sickle. And then the last item from the wizard or from the druid guy are slippers of spider climbing.
Kitty, you don't want this. This is whiskey. You don't want this. You just think you do.
Yes. So the slippers of spider climbing, they allow a person to walk on walls or ceilings,
Oh.
which is how he was walking up the tree.
Which is how he walked up the tree.
Yeah.
That might come in handy at some point for somebody to throw them on.
I can throw one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the
It'll
other,
probably be.
yeah. So the chain item is the like the elven shirt. It says a shirt, but it's an elven chain, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Is chainmail that can be worn by anyone. It is the chain shirt. Link.
I mean, instead of slippers, I could probably take that. I'm squishy.
Well, so you have armor options now. I've given you guys armor options intentionally.
Right.
So for the robes are also magical. So for the elven shirt, just for that, anyone can wear this. You are considered to be proficient with it, so it doesn't affect any of your spells or anything. It's kind of like when Frodo wears the mithril. It's
It's blue.
It is. So,
What is?
So Scar,
elven
just for
chain.
context, your AC if you wore the chain shirt would go from like you're at a 13 with your dex modifier, you would be at a 13 plus 2 for your dex, so you'd be 2 higher than what you have now. You'd have an AC of 15.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have more.
Better than 13.
It is. And then the obsidian robes. This is a homebrew item. Gotta find it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ours coming up pretty good on this loot table here.
Yeah.
Well, anyone that can cast spells can wear these robes. So these robes, they say wizard robes, with anyone can really wear them. Make your minimum AC of 12.
Minimum AC 12. Okay.
Yeah. So like Lethartha, for you, like it probably realistically the best. I mean, either one. You and Scar could do either one for the robes or the armor, the chain shirt. Either way, the two of you guys will get some AC boost.
Yeah, I think the elven mail will be very, very good for Scar. There's something on there if I don't have armor on me, then I
Yes.
have, I forget what it is, but it's like a feature or trait by not having armor on.
Yes. So then, in that case, the robes would be best for you, and the Scar,
Okay.
the chain shirt, would be best for you.
And it's pretty.
The chain shirt would be best for Scar anyway because he actually has a
Yeah.
dexterity modifier.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah. And then the halberd for you, Keaton, is magical. It is a +1 halberd. It's a halberd of vengeance.
Mm, that'll come in handy.
Yeah. All right.
Just out of curiosity on my end, can you wear more than one necklace at a time, or is it just one?
No, it would just be one. I mean, you can
Okay.
wear more, but you can only take the benefit.
You can only
of one.
utilize one.
Yes.
Amulet of Health. What does that give? I forget.
That's gonna go to Scar.
Yeah.
Amulet of Health. It
that
sets
needs
your
a tuning?
Constitution. It sets your con modifier to 19,
Oh,
or your
okay.
not modifier, but your Constitution to 19.
Yeah.
Some of these will require attunement. Some of them won't.
Well, Scar gets the most benefit out of that.
Yeah. So the amulet requires attunement. The goggles do not.
Actually, no, it's a push. They both have a Constitution of 16.
And then the spider climb ones do require attunement as well.
Well, it'd probably be better if Scar has it because I've already got
You've already got an amulet. Everybody but me has a Constitution of 16, which is kind of strange.
You and I have a con of
No, your con is 16.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. Mine's 19.
So whoever takes the amulet will get one more hit point per level. Right now, because
probably be better for Scar.
Which one? Oh, the amulet? Yeah.
yeah.
The amulet.
Well, that's up to our casters. I mean, that's up to those two. You already have an amulet, Veston. You already have one, and you can't use two. So
Indeed.
that's between Scar and Lithartha, whether they want to use, whether one of them, whichever one they feel is going to be,
better.
Yeah, no, you can have it, Scar.
Okay.
I like the robes. I mean, I would eventually like a necklace eventually, but I'll take the robe.
Do you want the slippers?
No, you can have the slippers. Because, you can, walk on walls and stuff and probably come in handy.
I can't walk on water, Fedwin.
No.
Can't walk on water, unfortunately.
Not yet.
What if
Okay.
he takes
Just
wooden wall
walls.
pieces that float and then steps on those on the water?
If I use my bait hand to get a piece of wood and have it over the water.
I mean, that could certainly work.
So, okay, so the halberd is going to Veston.
Yes.
The boots are going to Scar. The robe is going to Lithartha. The chainmail is going to Scar. The goggles are going to Scar.
Scar got the biggest boost.
Yeah.
That's come up.
So on top of all the stuff you guys got, there is a ton of coin in there. There's 903 copper, 814 silver, 247 gold, and 14 platinum.
I'll go ahead and take all that.
No.
I put all the loot items inside the chat.
Bag of holding.
No. I didn't get no loot. That's my portion of the loot.
No. Okay. So loot. Okay. So what is go back to how much platinum is there?
So I put it in the chat.
14.
It's in the reverse chat.
Where?
All of your items.
In the Uno reverse chat.
Oh, Uno reverse. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
unfortunately, it's not this
4 ways.
That's a lot of gold. That's a lot of money right there.
Yeah, that is a lot of money.
Cheddar cheese.
And is that with the random little miscellaneous stuff converted into gold, or is that?
I put the gold value there, but that is not including those items. If you want to convert them to gold, you'd have to add that.
Okay, so let me ask you this: since we're headed in the direction of Waterdeep, is there a chance of selling said pewter miniature of the castle for more than 45 gold once we get to Waterdeep?
Potentially.
I think we should hang on to that stuff because we might be able to sell it for more, especially if you're very persuasive.
We'll hold on to the little castle. Everything else we can try. We can try and screw
Yeah.
it. Got a bag of holding. Shove it all in there. We'll sell it later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say
We'll
we
just
could
throw
put
it
it
all
all
in
in
the
the
bag
bag
of
of
holding.
holding.
All
Well,
right, give it to
so
me.
just go ahead and roll a persuasion check right now.
All right. I've got +4. Anyone higher than that?
You're the one
I've
asking,
got
Taltech,
+6.
so you get to roll.
Okay. That was awful. That was 18, and then it rolled to a 4.
Now,
Heck.
could I
Yeah,
try
nice.
on persuasion?
No, unfortunately not.
Because I did a terrible job of persuading last time for
Mm.
the thing.
Yeah,
Could I
well,
help
Taltech
Taltech
is the
with
one
his
that
persuasive?
asked, but alas, you will not be able to find anyone that wants it for more than 45 gold.
Taltech dice say no.
Drats.
Okay,
If
so I'll
Valiant just have Taltech.
I'm just gonna add up the stuff.
You keep your voodoo off my dice, Veston.
So, Caden, I do have to make the halberd. It's not one of the items that's pre-made, so I'll have to make it for you, which is fine.
Okay.
But I can add it to your
Ugh.
character sheet. It does require attunement for you to get the bonus off of it.
Okay, that will be my third attuned item.
All right, so you guys gonna spend some time to attune to these items? It takes an hour. It's gonna take a short rest if you want.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Nothing, no.
So go ahead and if you need me to add any of the items to anyone's
45.
specific character sheet, I can do that.
Please.
I was able to add them.
Okay, cool. So I'll go down the list just so I have it. So Lathartha, what did you get out of from the
I
items?
got the robe.
Obsidian robes. Okay.
Yeah. How much was the sickle?
Well, none. You haven't sold it. Are you going to sell it since you guys can't use it?
Yeah. I mean,
Probably.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me do the robes for you.
What was it? A magical adamantine halberd?
No. Okay, the robes didn't adjust your AC for you, Lathartha, but I will fix that. I think I put the stat wrong on it. For the inventory. Just remind me to fix that.
What am I reminding you to fix?
Here.
The
I'm
AC.
sorry.
The AC of the robes.
There we go.
AC.
I
So
get it.
just put it in like a chat somewhere, like text it to me so that I can fix it.
Kitty. I
Okay.
have a lap kitty.
And then Scar, you said you got all your items equipped and added, no problem?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Car's decked out now. He can carry the whole group this time.
I don't know about that. Okay.
No doubt, seeing as my rolls are terrible enough as is.
Okay, I put it in chat.
Okay.
The Uno reverse chat.
All right. So let me mark it since I was in that chat. On red.
Oh, there's my calculator. Okay.
Okay. And Taltech. What did you get anything that I have to add to your inventory?
Caltech got nothing.
Womp womp womp.
No, you will be getting some gold and silver. I'm just adding everything up once I get the moonsicle, and then I'm just do it 4 ways.
Okay. And then let me
I'm like, honestly, I don't. Yeah. I'm good. I'll just take the gold.
Moonsicle.
If we're going to Waterdeep, which it sounds like we probably are.
Okay, so it's an
Something
uncommon item, which I believe is going to be, we'll say 500 gold for the moonsicle.
Perfect. Thank you. So
I like how we're selling it for more than what we bought it. What we would buy it for.
It's an uncommon item.
Oh, it's
It's +1 uncommon. So
nice. I didn't even look at that because nobody can use it.
If only we had a druid.
if only.
a druid would be very useful for us
Okay.
if we had
Yeah.
one.
All right, Viston, let me see if I can make this item super fast for you.
What is it? A +1 halberd?
Yep.
Yes.
It's in the inventory
No, it
management.
does not get that.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Really?
You must forever live with a blue mohawk while wielding this halberd.
No.
Nice.
If that was what it required, I'd be like, yeah, guys, I'm just gonna sell this. I raise you that, and I say, nah.
Oh, interesting. So there's a glaive. Can you use glaives? I think you can.
Glaive?
Yeah, you're paladin.
There's a
Martial
glaive.
weapon.
You should be.
Glaive, like Demon Hunter, like Illidan glaive.
No, like a glaive looks very similar to a halberd.
Could I use them?
So
Not that
a glaive. So the difference between a halberd and a glaive, a halberd uses like an axe head at the end. A glaive has a sword blade at the end.
It's more
Yeah.
like Matt's weapon.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, would the glaive give me the halberd mastery?
You can change your mastery. It's not a problem.
I don't know how that would be different.
Yeah,
Weapon mastery.
I don't know what glaives have for a mastery. So glaives already exist in the book, and there's already one for that sword or the vengeance type.
for glaive, it would be graze.
So exactly what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even if you miss, you still do 4 damage instead of the cleave.
I'll let you decide. Do you want the glaive or do you want the halberd?
I don't know. I really don't know. It might be better to have the glaive that just guaranteed 4 damage.
Yeah.
But
well,
being able to hit twice.
I will give you the glaive. This way I don't have to make anything. We'll just make it easy on myself. Glaive of... All right, you are attuned to it, sir. Aiden, just for you and no one else, and you cannot tell anyone about this. You may look at the glaive on your inventory.
We want to know.
No, not even Caden technically knows. His character doesn't know.
Oh.
I wish I could see it, even though I don't have the item in my inventory.
I added it. You can just refresh. It should show up.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't see nothing.
And then if you want to change your masteries, you can as well.
So just inspect the glaive?
Yeah, it'll have some details on it. You are unaware of those details, however, but I want you to know that they are there. As a player, I want you to know, but as a character, your character has no clue.
Okay.
You do get a blue mohawk, don't you?
No. No, you can get rid of the
If it were
mohawk. Okay, while he's reading that.
Okay.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. So that's everything. If you guys are ready to depart, you may.
And I know I spelled platinum wrong in chat, but I divided it. It's 224 gold, silver is 203, copper is 225, and platinum is 3. That's per person.
Cool.
Couldn't put it in order.
Yeah, well, I was trying to do it, and then I pressed enter, and then I was like, well, shit, I might as well just,
You can edit your posts.
I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But oh, okay. Oh, I can.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't have to keep it that way if you don't want to.
Wow. That brings me to an even total in GP of 800.
Sounds like you need to spend some money.
That does. Sounds like I'm getting something when we get to Waterdeep.
Say what?
I don't know what, but something.
I hope you're taking a look at the magical items because there are many.
Won't have that much money.
It's fair.
Especially at like $400 a pop.
Sometimes more.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, if you guys are ready to depart this area,
I think so.
okay. So it's
Ready to head back to the who's it?
yeah, to the caravan. So it's about 1 o'clock
there
in
you
the
go.
morning at this point. You guys say, "Hey, we're ready to go," and the druid Solar kind of nods, and you see the ravens kind of take off and fly away when you guys approach. And she says, "All right, I know. Bring your horses," and you kind of grab your horses. And she says, "I know where you came from, and I can return you to your friends." And she puts a hand on the tree, and you see her close her eyes, and then she opens them, and there's this flash of green light, and she smiles, and you see the tree twist, and a portal opens.
Yay.
She just
Interesting.
motions for you to go through.
Well, thank you, Silra.
She just nods and says farewell. You guys walking through the portal?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
I hate portals.
I like magic.
Well, it's just a sign of how powerful she is. Okay, you all walk through the portal. The horses kind of skittish for a little bit, and they kind of look to Solara, and she seems to give a slight nod of her head, and the horses relax. And you all step through in the bright flash of green light, and you step out of another tree, and you see you are just off the road, and maybe 100 feet away is the caravan.
We should have asked her if she wanted to join us. She could have been a useful companion.
She might not have joined us. She seemed
He might have
pretty
eaten us.
contempt with.
Turned you into plant food.
I don't think she would have done that. She seems too caring.
He turned dude into a tree.
Her and the druids did, but that guy was a literal evil druid.
I mean, evil is subjective.
Now, wasn't the guy supposed to pay us for figuring this stuff out?
Oh,
With Blink. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
he offered you a reward. Some of the reward you got. The chain and the chainmail and the robes were two of the items.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were getting paid when we came back. Okay.
No, he said I can pay you either 1,500 gold and give you a chain shirt, or some robes. It was one of those three, but not all.
Instead, we got them all.
Well, you got everything but the gold.
Yeah,
which is not
and
hard to
we got
figure
most
out
of that.
That he was stealing the gold from the wagon train.
Yeah.
We'll
Trying to
still get
figure-
paid anyways at the end of the trip for
protecting the guy.
No, it's like we get 10 per week.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 10 per week per person.
Yeah,
I remember right.
at 8 weeks.
8 weeks, so 80 gold when you're done. And you don't have to pay for food or anything. It's just free 80 gold. How about that? I want a job where I don't have to do anything but travel and I can still get paid, where the person paid for all my travel.
We do have to protect the merchant, though. That is the only.
True. You are his bodyguard.
You can with a cougar.
That's true, too. Very true.
I mean, I'm doing very little work and I'm getting paid a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
That's also true.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it makes me want to potentially change my my job.
You gotta remember how long Dustin's been doing his job to get where he is.
4 years.
Okay, 4 years.
Going on 5.
Almost 6.
Yeah. In that short amount of time,
it could be worth it.
It would be.
But besides the point, okay, you guys arrive back at the caravan. They kind of see you come out of a tree, and people just like you walk into camp. They have, and they're just jaws on the floor, like, what the fuck just happened?
Another way to impress them.
You've definitely impressed them so far, but you're all extremely tired. It's late. You guys are just like, I don't want to talk to anybody. Fuck this shit. I mean, Viston, you alone are sore as hell right now. You are beaten, battered, bloody, like,
And
I
blue.
look like a mess.
and your hair is blue. Yeah, you're covered in blood. All of you are covered in some kind of blood or damage.
Yeah.
Just going.
But
like,
me in
ow.
particular is more.
Yeah.
Well, you got 14 back.
Yeah. So just additional, I don't think I've mentioned this before. So in the way I think of D&D and magic is unless you take magical healing, you are the equivalent of getting beat up. You know, yeah, the bruises, the cuts, the scrapes, the painfulness. It's not enough to debilitate you from, actively doing things the following day. But you do look beat the fuck up. Magical healing, on the other hand, just makes all of that go away.
Yeah.
You're just like, hey, look, like a good example is so like let's say you take some damage, you're like, I'm gonna get this cool scar or whatever, something that hurt me, obviously a sign, but magic would just make it go away. Never appeared.
Oh, sorry, Kaden. I could have cured you with a higher hit dice, but sorry.
It's fine.
It's okay.
You guys are gonna take a long rest, so go ahead and mark that off.
Yeah.
You said long rest?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, long rest.
Yay.
Yay.
Do I get health back for a long rest? Or-
Yeah. So it'll give you
Yeah.
all of your hit points
Yeah.
back. It will like any of your spells or abilities, everything will come back. It'll be a fresh. You get everything back.
You just have
I'm back.
just bruises all over your face.
Yeah, that doesn't go away. That'll take a couple weeks.
Does the blue stay?
No. So like the next day, Bastan, I'll say like you get up first thing in the morning. It's a little chilly out. Like not cold enough to be uncomfortable, but it's chilly. You find a barrel of water and just pull out a bucket, fill it, and then just pour the bucket on your head. And as you do, the oil and the berries just kind of slowly wash off down your head, and your mohawk goes from this crazy, bedridden mohawk to just slowly falling down your head and that wet hair look. If you guys wake up and see him, you can't tell the difference between his face and the blueberries and his bruises. You're just like, oh, ouch, that looks painful. But Bastan, you are tender and sore, but yeah, you can work just fine. No problems. In fact, if you wanted to, Viston, since I don't think you'd used any of your healing spells, like any of your lay on hands the night before.
I did not.
So if you want to, before you go to bed, you can make most of your stuff go away. Most of those wounds go away. It's up to you.
And you said that would be lay on hand?
Yes. So it's just a cosmetic thing. You don't have to click on any buttons or anything. It's just before you went to bed, you're just like praying to your god. You lay the hands spell on yourself, just to heal the rest of the wounds. So like instead of having 2 black eyes and a broken nose, you would probably have like yellowing around your eyes. But it wouldn't be like you have 2 huge black eyes.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay. It's just cosmetic. It's just the way you look. That's it. But when you guys wake up, the man you are protecting, Cassian, if I remember his name correctly, calls you to his tent and asks to hear the story of the tale of what happened.
Can we just say that we told him?
Sure.
And he's been told.
Yeah.
With
His
all
tent
the
is small.
flourishes.
Yeah, so it's probably big enough for like one of you guys to go in. So he's outside his tent and there's a small cook fire. And as you guys are telling the tale, people from the caravan kind of wander up and listen to you guys telling the story.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of like, ooh, wow, okay, cool. You have definitely made a name for yourselves thus far.
I made a name for myself for being cursed with everlasting bad luck.
Yes, that too.
What was the guy's name again that we're talking to?
Cassian?
Cassian.
That's right.
All right. And then everyone go to make a perception check for me here.
I wonder if Resmir's around.
10.
22.
21.
16.
Dang, some good rolls. Okay.
Really?
So all of you, I would say except for Taltech, perception is
Checks out.
not that great. All of you, and you guys can tell him though, it's not very difficult. All of you notice that the cultists are pointing and kind of whispering to each other, and they're pointing at Taltech. You suspect
Oh,
they
no.
recognize him.
That's not good.
Also, with those perception checks, you have not seen Resmir or his palanquin in the caravan the last few days. No idea where he's been.
That checks out.
I wonder if they're going to... Hey, guys. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, David.
I think it was Scar. I wasn't going to say anything.
Wait,
Guys,
what?
do you notice the cultists? They kind of seem to recognize Taltech.
Yeah, let's kind of shimmy him away slightly.
We should go.
Hey, by the way, Taltech, you seem to be remembered, but I haven't seen Resmir or his palanquin around. Try to slyly,
We should go.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could shimmy you out of sight, Taltech.
Yeah, all 7 feet of me.
hmm I mean, if the caravans are white, aren't you a white dragon?
Yeah.
So they kind of, blends in.
Yeah, let's just for now try and keep a low profile.
Probably the best idea.
Shove him into the cart.
You go in
Probably.
the cart. Okay, and whatever you guys want to do. And they're definitely pointing fingers, but none of them are like trying to, get up on your face or anything. All right, unless you guys have anything else, we'll continue.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, let's continue.
Okay. So the rest of the trip for the next month and a half is pretty much uneventful. There is one day, maybe 3 weeks down the road from this date, where a group of cultists get drunk and they start throwing jabs at you, Taltech, calling you a murderer, and they know who you are, and they basically are trying to start a fight. Some of the other wagon guards break it up and kind of throw them back to their own wagon, and you're drunk, sleep it off, whatever. Taltech's done nothing wrong, kind of thing. You guys do have a bit of a reputation. People are telling your story kind of over and over, and it's embellished a bit as it's traveled around the wagons. Which, if you guys want to correct, you can. Otherwise, you can kind of just sit back and let it be embellished.
Nah, let it embellish.
Okay, so every telling's a little bit different.
Not always the best.
Yeah.
Why? Is it? Do you want to correct them?
No, they already don't like me. I'm not going to say I'm going to correct them.
No.
Oh, I'm at the rest
Well,
of the camp.
This is right. This is all of the caravan. So, yeah, but otherwise, for the next 4, or I'm gonna say 6 of 8 weeks, you guys travel pretty much unafflicted. There's a couple of minor things that happen every now and then. There's one day you guys get a band of orcs come through and try to take the caravan and some of the wagons. There's a fight and you guys fend it off and nobody gets really hurt. A couple days later, there's 2 ogres that come down through the trees, stomping in the night. One of the wagon guards gets really seriously injured, but you guys, let's say at Veston, you heal him and add more to your rumored fame already. Like, ooh, wow, he healed him. Look what he did. So powerful. And
I have a
then,
bad feeling about this.
If his rolls would agree.
well, there's no rolling. It's all role play right now. And then about a week ago from where you guys are, there was a band of about 30 bandits that came through trying to harry the wagons. And it didn't, thankfully, you guys were there. You guys defended Cassian, but there's so many people in the wagon train that the bandits ended up leaving. Sorry, I had to cough there. So you guys have about 2 weeks until you reach Waterdeep, and over the crest of a hill, you see the town of Daggerford off in the distance. As you reach Daggerford, it's the first real location of any significance along the road that you've been on. It's a quaint but fortified town nestled along the Tradeway, which is the road you guys are traveling on, just south of Waterdeep, and just a stone's throw from the banks of the River Shining. Its stone walls and sturdy gatehouse reflect its historical role as a bastion against raiding bands and wandering monsters from the surrounding wildlands. The town's central feature is the Duke's Castle, a modest yet commanding structure that overlooks the bustling town square, where traders, farmers, and adventurers converge. Cobbled streets wind between timbered houses and shop, their brightly painted shutters and flower-filled window boxes giving the town a welcoming charm. So you guys have made it to Daggerford. I will send you guys a picture of what it looks like. Oh, annoying. There we go. That is Daggerford.
Well fortified little town.
Yep. You guys, the wagon trains, like, they tell everyone there that you guys will be here for a day. So you guys are pretty much just going to stop. You guys will basically be here for 2 nights. The night you're here now, be there for the next day, and then one more night, and then you'll head out. It's basically a stopping point. Everyone can kind of gather themselves, get any supplies they need, and then you head off. So 2 options. You guys can either stay with the caravan, which is going to camp just outside of town, since there's a lot of wagons, or you guys can go into town and stay at one of the local inns. If you go to the local inn, it's you guys paying for it, though. Cassian's not going to pay for you guys. He would say that one of you needs to stay with him to guard him as a personal guard.
I would be willing to guard him as a personal guard.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
We'll head into town, sure. Why not?
Okay. So it's a quaint town. There's like no magical shops or anything like that. However, you can find a modest inn that's called the Happy Cow Tavern, is the name of it.
Will Taffy come with us?
Taffy
Yeah.
she will be the tavern's, or the tavern's cat, one of them.
Yeah.
Sounds like she really wants to come.
Oh, she's the cat in charge of all the other cats.
Of course.
She's like, this is my
And then I can bring
cat.
my little kitty.
Queen cat.
Because I have that little kitty, little companion I can bring with me, the winged one.
Yeah, okay.
Stay with Taffy.
Taffy is very confused by this winged cat, and the winged cat you have is just playing with Taffy and messing with her as they kind of dance around. So it's 5 silver a night. You guys sleep in a warm, comfortable bed after a week, or after like 2 months almost of being on the road, sleeping on the ground.
You said 5 silver?
5 silver a night.
I'm fine with that.
So a gold for the 2 days if you stay both days. Both nights.
Yeah, I'm going to stay.
Okay.
1 gold.
Yep.
Yeah, why not?
Who's hungry?
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too. Oh,
Are there
Pizza sounds
biscuits and
better.
gravy in D&D?
Sorry, what was the question, Scar?
Are there biscuits and gravy in D&D?
There absolutely are.
Like, yes.
I had some biscuits and gravy today.
I want some biscuits and gravy.
All right, biscuits and gravy. You can have that as much as you want.
Yes. How
for
much?
For meals for you guys, it'll be a silver.
Okay.
While you guys are in town. If you guys are not in town, You guys don't have to spend any money because Cassian's paying for it. I'm providing food.
A home cooked meal would be good.
Meanwhile, me not in town with Cassian.
You offered
You did
Yeah,
offer.
I did offer.
pretty quickly too, I might add.
He's like, I'm not getting in the middle of this shit. I'm gonna stay where everyone's like everything's normal.
To be fair, I offered because I knew that if we left Taltech there, there might be trouble.
Probably not wrong.
But if trouble
And-
happened,
and this
you
was-
rolled the lowest, so that would suck.
That's fair.
True.
All right.
But to be fair, I can also keep an eye on the cultists who are at the wagon.
Yes.
Yeah, so you guys would sell. Well, if you guys haven't, well, I can say you could sell things here if you wanted, but they probably would have sold the stuff to the merchants and people in caravan just
Yeah.
to make it easy. But unless you guys want to do anything specific, you guys spend 2 nights here, then head off to Waterdeep.
How much are spell scrolls again?
So it depends on the level.
Okay.
So like a cantrip scroll is going to be the cheapest. I have a taffy in my hand, so unfortunately I can't look it up. But if you look up the magic item rarity,
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be like common, uncommon, and there should be a value to it. I think it's in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
So like,
A 10th level fireball scroll.
Sorry, there are no 10th level spells.
first level witch bolt.
Let me see if I can get to it. Oh, I got a hand back. Okay, let me see. Okay, so first level I think is a common item, so I think it would be 100 gold. Let me double check. Yeah, it'd be 100 gold, so it's a first level common item.
Okay, I'll get one
Okay.
of those.
You can find one. Certainly, a passing merchant or someone would have one available for you. 100
Okay.
gold, and you have Witch Bolt. And then, if you want to spend the day putting that into your spellbook, you certainly may.
Yep.
Anything else?
Nope.
Thartha, Taltek, Vistan.
I'm good. I still got all my healing potions and
What would be a scroll of protection? Dragons.
What's the spell?
It's called Scroll of Protection. And then parentheses, it's dragons.
it's blue. It's probably expensive.
Yeah, it's rare for the item. It is going to be expensive.
Mm.
Pull it up price wise. I believe rare starts at 5,000.
No, okay. Never mind.
4,000 is what it is. 4,000. So
Okay.
that's expensive.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cheddar. We don't got that.
I
Not
don't
yet.
even think we all went together. We got that.
No.
Yeah, no.
Nope, I'm good then.
Okay.
I mean, for me, I've been kind of, keeping my eye on, Cassian, but also, keeping my ears up. Have I heard anything or something like that about the cult?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Perception?
Yeah, I'll give you
Nothing
advantage
else?
since I'll give you advantage since you're looking for it and you've got 2 days.
15.
Okay. Plenty high. So over the course of basically a day and a half, you notice that the cultists, they kind of also just kind of split up and go into town and kind of go their own way. On the evening of the second night, where everyone's in town, you do notice that there is a taffy attacking my screen. No, you're gonna knock the computer screen door again.
Good.
She attacks the darkness what it is. You notice that the wagons, like a couple cultists bring in a hooded figure to the wagons, and they go into one of the tents where the cultists are, and like the person that's in charge of their wagon train portion. You notice that the person has. If you stop, let me put you down. They have they cover it's almost like a beanie. It's a medieval style woolen cap. So it's a woolen cap with like pieces that go over the ears, and it's got a tie string for it. But you do notice that there's some strange tattoos going down the back of the person's neck onto their skull. You can't see what any of it looks like because they're wearing the cap, but they do kind of keep their head ducked. And they join the caravan the next day, which is very strange because the cultists have not let anyone near their wagons, not even to sit with them, even though they have space. So having somebody join them is strange.
Do I notice anything about the markings in particular? Like, do they look like religious in any way?
Make a religion check. Yeah.
13.
You can't make that out, unfortunately. There's just not enough. You just can't see it enough. Like it's catching it's like looking at a tattoo and you see like the bottom portion of it. You can't make out the rest of it or if there's any significance to it, unfortunately. Nothing stands out.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will note that down. Make a mental note, I should say.
I mean, you can add notes to your character sheet too. There is a notes section.
Yeah, I am doing that right now, actually.
Oh, awesome. All right, anything else? I know Scar and Talthak were done. Lathartha, were you done as well?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Viston, anything else for you?
I'm just currently updating my notes.
Okay, in that case,
right now,
we'll say you're done. Okay, so you guys depart and start heading to Waterdeep for it. You guys all of you notice this. It's not really a mystery. One of the as you guys are all kind of walking back to town, one of the wagon trains, or one of the wagon keepers mentions that they brought on another person to kind of help them out to guard for the next couple of days, and they introduce you to kind of to the group, everyone as a whole. Like, this is gonna be my personal assistant or guard for it, and she is a gnome. It's got a little fur cap, some leather armor, and a couple of daggers or short swords on her hip. For it. Long brown hair, big kind of nose, pointy ears. I'll send you guys a picture so you can see.
So just for tasteful, got it.
There you go. That's what she looks like.
I'm stinky.
She's not stinky.
No, I mean just in general.
No, you're thinking dwarves.
Oh. Okay.
Dwarves are not smelly. No more so than any other race.
What is the name of the gnome?
They introduce her as Gemma, Gemma Gleamsilver.
So by this time, has Taltek, Scar, and Latharta met back up with me?
Yeah. So everybody's back. So I mean, what do you guys want to do? You can depart with the wagons. I mean, the wagons are going to leave.
Before they depart, I'm going to real quickly fill them in on the strange figure that I saw.
I'll have to keep an eye on that one then. Wait, are they the basic? Since you're telling us everything, is the person that you saw cloaked? Is that the same person that it is just introduced to us?
No, they are different.
Okay.
The person with the cap on has just a plain like brown cloak they keep over them to kind of keep their clothing. They keep themselves pretty well hidden, but that person's human in size. Could be human, elf, half elf. They're humanoid in that sense. They're not a gnome or anything like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Okay.
Do any of us recognize like the tattoos that he's describing?
You can all make perception checks. It's going to be a very difficult check.
18.
Oh.
Caltech, 20.
20.
Woo.
16.
So only Taltech sees a portion of the tattoos, but yeah, person's trying to keep it very well hidden.
Mm.
I don't recognize what the tattoos are.
Do you want to try to see if you recognize them?
Yes.
Okay. Make a religion check.
Oh yeah, +0. Here we go.
Mm.
13.
You have no idea.
Not a clue.
You're just like, cool, they're tattoos. Whatever.
It's not like we're gonna go through camp and, throw them over a table on each person for
Who
the
are you?
tattoo.
Rip their
I mean,
head off.
it's
No.
always on the table.
What master do you serve?
No.
Toltec, let that be like the absolute like last of the last results or option.
I mean,
Resort.
Yes, resort options.
we don't recognize what it is.
No one else
I'd
in
rather
camp
not
seems to
start a
care.
war with the.
There'll be a lot of guys to fight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd rather
really,
not fight all that.
in the caravan, there's roughly about 100 people.
That'd be rough.
That
Yeah,
would
we
be
die.
really rough.
100%.
Super rough.
Oh, I just realized I didn't change my weapon mastery.
Yeah, you can go ahead and change it. You've had 2 months, so or a month and a half. You've had
2 months
Wow.
to figure it out.
You're like, I think I know how to do this with the weapon, and like the next day, oh, I forgot. Let me look at my weapon. Oh, I forgot.
Oh, procrastinating.
Major procrastination.
Well, I think we're good to roll out. We'll
Okay.
keep an eye on this person and
Okay.
all that.
So everyone, go ahead and roll a perception check.
1 second.
Oh, wrong one.
18.
Perception, right?
9.
17.
Okay, so 22.
Dang, Latharpa's got.
Why
the high
can't you
rolls
roll
today.
high combat, Caden? God.
Right?
I don't
That's fair.
know. I mean, I rolled high once, but it wasn't high enough for Vesper.
All right. So, over the next 2 days, you guys do notice that the cultists they're definitely keeping an eye on you guys. The same couple that were like got mad at Taltech before, are still grumbling and pointing at him, like, they kind of give that dirty look.
And no one believes them.
Yeah, but nothing happens. On the morning of the second day, you guys are gathered around a campfire. It's cold. You guys are kind of shivering a little bit, going, "Oh, okay." And you guys all have some porridge or oatmeal in your hands in a small bowl. And the gnome lady, Gemma, walks like up towards you guys, and she looks as she walks up. She puts a pointer finger over her mouth, like she's shushing you guys. And then Taltech, she takes your bowl of oatmeal, pulls out a dagger, and starts rummaging around in it. And you see that she lifts out an oatmeal smeared object resembling a tiny bead. And she kind of glances over her shoulder towards the cultists, which are sitting maybe about 50 feet away. They're trying, like, you all kind of look over at them, and you can see they're all very much trying to avoid looking at you guys. But she looks down at the bead and then looks at you, and she whispers, "It's a sliver of bone, curled into a circle, so when you can swallow it in a mouthful of oatmeal without noticing." She tells you that once eaten, it slowly uncurls inside and exposing needle points and basically kills you slowly. She kind of throws the oatmeal into the fire, steams up, And she just looks at you and says, "It's probably in all of your meals." And then she kind of starts to walk away, and over her shoulder, she goes, "Let's talk tonight." Just disappears.
But I'm still hungry.
Well, I mean, they're an option, aren't they?
Can I inspect my porridge just to make sure that there isn't anything like that in there?
Yeah, make
I
a
brought that shit in the fire.
Yeah, y'all might want to do that.
Caden, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Investigation. If I can find it on this list.
It's alphabetical, thankfully.
Under
Oh, there.
intimidation.
That's bad.
Oh.
Ah,
Oh, no.
You don't spot anything, but you're not sure.
I'm just gonna grab
I was
his
gonna-
shit and throw it in the fire because I don't want to even chance it.
Yeah, I was just gonna be like, I'm gonna set this down real quick just in case.
Okay. Yeah. You
I
unless
wasn't
you
hungry
guys
anyway.
grab some rations out of your bags, you don't eat the oatmeal. And you will be hungry this morning.
I do have a day's ration.
Yeah, you can eat that. A day's ration is usually going to be like dried meats, fruits, vegetables, kind of thing like that. Like a good example would be like banana chips or like dried apple slices, nuts and berries,
Or
like peanuts,
I was about to say
cashews.
nuts and berries.
Yeah. It's that travel rations you bring with you when you go camping, hiking on travel mix.
Trail
basically.
mix.
Trail mix, yes. More or less with a bunch of beef jerky.
Could I give some of it to Talzek?
So a day's rations is good for just one person.
Yep.
Okay.
And we did eat at the inn,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys are not going to starve by any means. It's been 2 days.
I'll just go eat a cultist.
I mean, I filled up on like biscuits and gravy, so I'm good for a while.
You're like, I'm good. You're like, see this belly I got? The biscuits and gravy are still going down.
Like loosen my chain
That
shirt a
is-
little bit.
They all got to eat at their inn.
All right. Well, and you guys want to do anything else, or just wait until evening?
Do we notice like which cultists there are? Can we differentiate which ones they are?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's about 15, 20 of them, in total that you estimate. But there are like the entire group of them are all very pointedly avoiding looking in your direction.
Too bad we can't like murder them.
Yeah, that
Only
probably
we
wouldn't
could
go over
murder.
well.
Yeah, that would be
It
a
would-
really bad idea.
It would infuriate the, possibility of people
Rest of the
wondering.
All that eating's
Yeah.
making me thirsty for blood.
No.
This is where
Uh,
Blink would come in handy.
A rogue?
Zip in, poison them, and zip out.
Yeah.
Blink is not going to poison.
Or he
them.
could cause chaos among them.
Why? He would do that for you, Viston. You're his friend.
Yeah, you're his buddy.
Yeah, he only does it with friends, and you're his best friend.
Mhm.
Yeah, and now he likes us.
Yeah.
He did say he wanted to stick with us last time.
He is not sticking with you. Alas, he's a month and a half gone.
Yeah. That was like a month and a half ago.
It was a long time ago.
All right. Well,
I'll wait for that lady.
wait until this evening, I suppose.
Okay. So you all sit down kind of for dinner, your evening meal, if you're traveling on the road. So it's the 4 of you sitting around the campfire.
We've cooked our own meals this time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So who was going to do the cooking?
I
I don't
suppose
think
I
it should be
will.
me, seeing as my. Yeah, I was
All
about to
right,
say. my-
Taltech, you're going to be trying to cook the meal.
Hell yeah.
Let me
Oh,
double
no.
check.
Low standards, everybody. Remember that.
I want to make sure.
As
It'd
long
be
as
even lower if it were me.
You know how to at least boil water.
I mean, I hope.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I can do. That I've got.
Good.
Uh,
You'd be surprised how many people don't know how to do that.
you can
I
boil
hate
water.
TikTok.
Damn it, these things don't give us. Give me. Yeah, I'm looking in the wrong book. That's probably why. Tools. That's what we want.
I thought Taffy had all the answers.
She does not.
Oh, apparently I have 10 days worth of rations.
You may be using those for tonight's dinner.
All right, Taltech, go ahead and make a wisdom check. So just a straight wisdom roll.
Oh, we have
10.
rations as well.
Okay, so the food is bland. It's not unedible, but it's bland.
At least it's edible.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
You're like, okay, cool, guys, here you go. Like, it's kind of like somebody cooking steak and they didn't season it or do anything. Like, it's edible. It's got a steak flavor to it, but it's not.
So it's just shy of being doorstop. So.
Yeah, you're like, okay, you could have put some seasoning on it. You know, a little bit of salt, pepper. You know.
Have you heard of
Thank
salt?
you, Taltech.
Thanks.
I didn't see y'all jumping up to cook.
Thank you, Taltech. I was very nice.
Thanks.
To be fair, you don't want me cooking.
Exactly.
There you go.
Negative.
You just
2.
want me eating these last 9 days worth of rations.
I could season it with your rations.
I mean, to be fair, Veston, you probably
can
cook
fist
better
I'm about
than
to give
he
you.
can.
You take them.
Yeah, no, Veston probably can cook better than I can because I have a +1 to wisdom.
Yeah, he has a +3.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a +3 to wisdom.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a +2. Oh shit. Okay,
Oh,
well
see,
we can
y'all
take
could have
turns.
helped.
I didn't know that was a plus. Whatever.
The dude with the lowest wisdom modifier.
Tried to cook.
At least you were able to do it.
You know, the question is what Scar had said. Scar had been like, you know how to boil water, right? And everyone went, yeah, sure. And Taltech was the first one that went, yes, I know how to boil water. So he just left it to him.
You did this.
You as you guys are eating your food, you're kind of like, I'm not sure. Maybe we should do a rotation.
Hey, it boiled.
I'll go next.
Well, so you don't have to do it right now, but while you guys are eating this kind of bland meal, Gemma, Gleam Silver is her last name, so let's go Gleam Silver. She kind of wanders up to the firelight, sits on her hunches, and looks at all of you, waits for you guys to kind of finish her food for the moment. And she just, little quiet voice. It's kind of not quite a stage whisper, but close, like just far enough for you guys all to see, but you can tell she's trying to be quiet. And she looks to you and she goes, well, we don't work for the same people, but I can tell you we're on the same side. Kind of looks at each of you one in turn. We share a belief that the cult of the dragon must be stopped. I need to know what they're carrying in those wagons and where they're taking it. You want to help me out? You can find out tonight.
Well, as a courtesy, we can take a look for you.
I'm suspicious.
But what's in it?
Person trying to blow our cover here. Just saying.
Yeah.
She kind of raises an eyebrow and she goes, "Your cover?"
Oh God!
Oh, right.
That
Good
was
job,
awful.
She kind of, as you say that, she kind of smiles at you and she goes, "Your cover's safe. These aren't very good as guards, much less the spies. It doesn't really fit for you guys, if you know what I mean."
I'm a good guard.
He's a little.
I can hit things.
She goes, "I'm sure you can. Very well."
Yeah. I can't cook, but hit things, I got that.
You can boil water.
And she kind of looks at the food and wrinkles her nose and goes, "Not very well, I can see."
No, but I can boil gnome.
She kind of pulls out her dagger again, or pulls out a dagger and kind of flips it, and she throws it. Ah! She goes to throw it, and she's sitting like where she's sitting. You glare at her, and she fumbles with the knife, and it drops into the dirt, and she goes, "Ah, shit!" She rolled a natural 1 to throw it.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Oh,
Out of curiosity, what would a nat 20 have gotten her?
She wasn't gonna like hit you. She was gonna like knock the bowl or the fork,
Oh,
whatever you
that-
have in your hand. She's gonna knock it out of your hand.
That'd have been impressive.
It
This
would've
way, not so much.
been. Not so much. This is what happens sometimes. That's what happens.
Is
So-
that her volunteering to be my sous chef?
No. So she kind of picks up the knife and kind of sheepishly looks down at the ground, and she goes, "Have you guys figured out why they got that red wizard here? Don't know why he's chumming up to them."
Since Caden told us about it, so this red wizard, does it happen to have a tattoo on the back of its neck?
She kind of looks at you aghast for a moment.
going
She's
up to
like,
his head.
How do you not know what a red wizard is? Of course he's got the tattoo on his head. He's
Do
trying to
any
hide
of
it.
us know what a red wizard is?
Oh, that would have been a better
Do
question.
I know what a red wizard is?
Do I know that?
So if I would say
Like-
Lathartha and Scar, you can roll Arcana checks. Taltek, you can roll either an Arcana or a
13.
religion. And Veston, you can roll a religion.
Ooh, a
Ooh.
19.
17.
Shit, man.
Baltic
Alright.
and I are like,
I got a 10. Does that even do anything for me?
No, unfortunately, it would not.
I don't spend a lot of time around wizards.
All right, so Scar.
You're in a party with one.
Yeah, so Scar, Viston, and Taltek, you all know what a red wizard is. So Scar, you are more familiar with the types of magic they typically cast. So red wizards of Thay are typically regarded to be evil. They focus primarily on necromancy, although various members of their religion cult do specialize in other types of magic. So it's not necessarily like he's a necromancer. It's not necessarily a like guaranteed thing.
But they're
the
not nice
tattoo on his
people.
head, though, does like that's the school of magic he practices. It's a kind of a wave to advertise it. So you're familiar with them in that sense. Viston and Taltek, you are aware and have heard of the Red Wizards of Thay, and both of you are aware that recently, in the past decade or so, there is a Red Wizard lich that took over the country. Let me pull up his name.
Steve.
I think it's like Zazm Tam was his name. Sounds right.
Oh, Tam. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds right.
And
Not Shazam, it's
No,
It's not-
Tam. It's
I know, but it wants
TAM.
autocorrect.
yeah. So he was a necromancer lich wizard of Thay, and he took over the country of Thay. And since then, a lot of people from the country have been fleeing the country. So there's a lot of like refugees. So it's possible, that this guy could just be a refugee from Thay. You don't know.
Mm. So, what all do you know about our new red wizard friend?
Well, he's a red wizard of Thay. He's obviously evil. Can't you tell?
Looks can be deceiving. Like the tree. Tree beard.
He most likely.
She
He
kind of
is
looks at
evil,
you and
but
says, "There is
we can-
nothing deceiving about a red wizard of Thay. They are
Yeah,
evil
red
as
wizards
they
are
I'm
come."
around wizards,
bad.
except this one in our group.
Yeah, red wizards are not a good thing.
Yeah, so it's
It's curious why the
Shaz,
cult brought him.
Shazaz Tam. It's SZASSTAM for his name. The red wizard that is the lich.
Well, there could potentially be any number of reasons why they would want a red wizard.
True. And I look at Taltek and I'm like, yeah, I can see one of them right now. As I'm looking at Taltek dead in the eyes.
What? What did I do?
You didn't die when they gave you poison, essentially.
They started it.
Not to mention, among other things that have happened with us in the cult.
That's fair.
Ben Resmir's not here anymore.
He is not. No, that palanquin and them have not been seen.
Mm.
You saw them when you guys left Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, and you guys haven't seen him since. They're definitely not with the caravan.
Okay. Well, we need to look into why this red wizard is here.
Yeah. And what the cult's carrying. Because
Agreed.
no matter what.
You have to be careful.
Are we looking for anything specific, or are you just curious in general?
She says we need to confirm what's in the crates.
Okay. Do you have a list?
No. Do
Well,
you?
then
She says, I'm not the only
not
one
gonna.
tracking them. You're here, obviously.
I'm tracking the people, not the stuff.
She kind of raises an eyebrow and goes, the people go with the stuff.
Yeah. We know that they're going north past Waterdeep as like a something. Like Waterdeep is a last stop, and then they go further north elsewhere.
Since we're in the mood for discussing things, who do you represent?
Just
You obviously saved our lives.
just
and
a group of merchants who want to see the Sword Coast remain as it is. We're always on the lookout for dubious individuals and cults, and they are definitely on the top of the list as of late.
Well, there are dozens, if not hundreds, of wagons in this caravan, I'm assuming.
Well, there's not hundreds, there's about 20.
Okay, so about 24 wagons in this caravan. It will take time to search them
Yeah.
all.
And hopefully there's not anything that is going to be detecting people messing around.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, we'll do it tonight under the cover of darkness and stealth. She kind of looks at all of you and looks at Taltek and Vestan, and she goes, well,
no,
maybe if you leave your armor behind. You don't look very sneaky.
I can make a distraction.
Yeah, I was going to say Taltek and I
know-
can keep an eye out.
Well, Taltek is very good at being a good distraction for the cultists because they don't like him anyways.
Go tell them a story about how I chopped off a half dragon's head.
This is a little more violent than I would normally go for. Just, the goal, I think, should be not to be caught or cause a ruckus. She kind of looks at you, Teltex, and she goes, I've heard of your story of the tree and the whispering winds, but I think it's mostly embellished.
But I did cut off one of their half dragon's heads.
Good
I
on
still
you.
have it. See?
She kind of looks at you, pull up this rotted corpse of a head with flies just off of it.
Out of your bag.
Yeah, you pull it out, and it's just the flesh. Literally, as you pull it out, some of it just falls off and slops onto the ground.
Ew.
It is disgusting, covered in maggots.
I thought you had him throw that away.
Nope.
Yeah.
He told me it was a good idea.
If he wants to keep
What
it, he
now?
can. It smells really bad, Taltek, and it is disgusting. Like, it's
I'll
covered.
put
Like,
it
you're
back in your
pretty
bag
sure
now.
that disease is going to eat you alive from it.
Put that back in
Great.
your bag now.
What do you think I seasoned dinner with?
You didn't
Oh,
season it with
no.
anything.
Oh no! You better not. You better not be serious.
I'll throw the head in the fire.
The fire
That wouldn't be a
actually
bad
smells
idea.
I was
worse
yeah, I
now,
was gonna-
and you all need to roll Constitution saving throws.
Oh my gosh. Talltech.
16.
13.
I wasn't done with what I was saying, but you know.
Ugh.
Wow.
You're a dick.
Scar, roll
I was
Constitution
not
saving throw for me.
even done with what I was saying.
I was half tempted to just grab that head from him and just literally like run over to like some trees and like kick it.
Oh well,
It's like the forest.
It's caught on fire. Is the head, and I'm just waiting
That's
for Scar to
wrong,
roll a
right?
Constitution saving throw. But as the smell of the burning flesh hits Lathartha's nose,
11.
and Scar's, the two
Probably
of
make me
you
pass out.
vomit projectiles
Hmm.
just in all over. In fact, Viston and Taltek make dexterity saving throws.
Oh,
Talltech. 16.
Okay,
13.
Viston, you were fine. Taltek, you managed to kind of partially jump out of the way, but you get some of the projectile vomit on your arm from
ew.
Lathartha. She's gagging at the smell. Viston, you wanted to run up and you kind of kick the head out of the fire, and it just goes sailing into the distance.
Where did it land?
Yeah. Maybe about 50 feet away. It's smoldering at this point.
Where
But you
did
hear
it
other people going, "Oh God, gross! What is that?" Oh, blah, blah," and vomiting from the smell.
Well,
See? Distraction.
great though to
Oh,
look at everything while
gosh.
me
Mhm.
and the other person Scar.
Scar.
Yeah.
Scar, we're go check it out with Gemma. We're sick as fuck. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. You guys
Yeah.
kind of wipe your mouths and are like, "Oh God, the
That's
smell."
gross.
I mean, it's the
Wasn't
smell of
that
burning
bad.
flesh and burning hair.
I mean, I could deal with burning flesh, but not the whole like.
It'd be just
death.
burning flesh.
Yeah.
It's
No
burning
hair.
death flesh.
It'd be hair
It's
too.
different. Dragons don't really have hair.
Well, they're their equivalent of hair. It still smells.
Oh, yeah, okay. Their bristliness.
Yeah.
Okay, once it's burned off, can I keep the skull?
Viston kicked that head way the fuck away.
Okay, the reason
Yeah,
why I was
I'm just
asking,
like
so it didn't land it was not still on fire, and it did not land in one of the caravan.
No, it
things,
landed
correct?
nearby, but not like somebody
Okay.
saw it and they smelled it and they started vomiting. Like you can hear people nearby vomiting. Like, "Oh, what is that? Gross!" Ah.
It was still good.
Have fun looking for clues while
Yeah.
everyone's sick.
All right, so you're gonna be like, "All right, Gemma, let's go. See what we can find."
I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
my
that's
eyes on Talltech the entire time. You guys can do that.
All right.
Yeah, I guess we should all go pick a wagon in the middle of the night and poke around.
Gemma's like, "I'm not going right now. Not after that." She kind of looks at you guys and you're
Yeah.
fucking crazy, keeping a head in your bag like that, and she just stomps off.
Yeah. Great first impression.
Now I want some pizza.
A burning skull makes you think of pizza?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm with Scar with that one. Interesting.
How does that add up?
Why not?
I mean, it's interesting.
their
and
own.
mental. Yeah. Okay. Well, do you guys want to do anything else for
Having
the rest of the
heads in
night?
his bag.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sick as fuck, clearly.
I mean,
So I don't think
it's that kind of. It's kind of like when.
Momentary.
Oh,
Yeah,
so you
it's-
get
it's
the demons
momentary.
out and then you're okay.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of like when you first have a kid and your kid vomits all over you the first time. You have that gag reflex that happens, and you're like, "Oh God!" You just couldn't hold it in. Is all it was. So you just vomit it up. You feel kind of sick and nauseous, but it passes in like 5 minutes. You're fine. You're hungry.
Can I give
What?
one of my day's rations to Letharta?
Sure. She should have her own rations too. But
I
yeah.
have one. But yes,
Oh,
thank
okay.
you. Oh my gosh.
So I will now remove one from my inventory because you're taking my
Okay.
one ration.
Okay. Well, do you guys want to do anything else for the night? Otherwise, we'll just roll over and continue on.
I will.
Does
Well, on Taltech
I'll-
first, since he
go
started.
ahead.
So Taltech.
I'll kind of stay up and wander around a little bit and keep an eye on the wagons and see what the activity around the wagons in the evening looks like.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
16.
Okay. There's the commotion from the skull or the head flying through the air and people going, what the fuck is that? And it causes a little bit of a stir, but after about 20 minutes, it's just back to normal.
Is anybody planning to go with the Taltech?
Are there any like guard patrols or anything like that in the evening? Sentry patterns?
Yeah. So it's very familiar. Like there are people, like you guys have taken a rotation to
Right.
watch overnight. It's just not your night for that. So it's normal, everyday camp life for you guys. What it's been the last month and a half.
Okay.
So they're kind of used to us being around. They're not like, who are you? Why are you around?
No. Everyone's
Okay.
kind of gotten used to seeing everybody, so it's kind of like working in an office space. You don't know everybody necessarily, but after a while, you just kind of recognize people's faces,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh, you're
Okay.
supposed to be here." It's that kind of thing. Like you don't know everybody's name.
Okay.
What might be a good idea is for us to wait for it to be our turn to guard the caravans and whatnot.
Not a bad idea.
Then it will raise less suspicion. Another thing is, can I inspect Saltek's bag to see if he has any other heads in there?
No, stay out of my bag.
Yeah,
Get your
I mean,
own bag.
If you want to look inside his bag,
You wanna
if you're gonna
try.
do it stealthily, it would be a stealth check.
Get your own heads. Get your
if
own
you-
heads to lop off.
If you want to just kind of stick your hand into his bag without, like, you just walk up and stick your hand in, it'd be a sleight of hand check. If you just want to take his bag from him while he's got it, we'll make it a grapple check.
God.
That
Yeah,
wouldn't-
I'll pass on that for now.
Yeah.
Make a diversion for another time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Telltale. I'm sorry.
But I look at Saltek and I'm like, if you have another head in there, please let me know so I can. Is that's not cool.
He doesn't have a bag of holding, so if he had another head, you're pretty sure you would have smelled it.
I have the bag of holding, and I sure shit ain't putting heads in here.
Thank goodness.
All right. So, Vistan, anything else for you?
No.
Okay. Taltech, anything else other than, kind of doing a quick search of the camp?
Can I go search for the head?
No, the head is gone.
Oh,
No more head.
okay.
All right.
I
And
think
then,
50 feet. I'm like a football player.
yeah. Do you have anything you want to do, Lethartha?
Somebody's got to keep his ass out of trouble. I feel like shit. I already know that. But it's better to have somebody keep an eye out on him if no one else is.
Okay. So you just kind of
On
go with Taltech around the camp?
I guess, because at this rate, he's just going to end up burning the whole camp down. The whole
Fair enough.
dumpster fire.
All right.
It's
well,
gonna be that meme of the guy walking in with
And that
pizza
gnome, is
with
she
all
a
the rooms
rogue?
on fire.
You have no idea what class she is.
I would think that maybe she's supposed to be a rogue, but
She's one that can't handle a knife.
for now,
What's she gonna do? Stab me in the kneecap?
Maybe. Maybe not. You never know.
Yeah.
All right. And then, Scar, is there anything you wanted to do?
No, I'm good.
You good? Okay. You're you're just like, what the fuck is this person doing with heads in
Oh,
his
no.
bag? You're doubting, why did I join this party? What the fuck?
No.
I look over at Scar and I see that look in his eyes. I'm like, yeah, same here, buddy.
What am I doing?
I'll just take my chromatic orbs and go.
I'm taking my chromatic orbs and
I'm
going
right
to
there with
another
you.
party. And just leave. Viston's probably trying to follow. You're like, no, you will shoot me in the back.
At this point, I'm just half tempted to just go walk out into the woods and not show up ever again.
Yeah.
Go off on my own.
He wandered into the woods and was never seen again.
Oh, he went looking for milk.
Turned into a
Ah,
tree.
all right.
Went looking for milk.
Well, for the next 2 days go by unhindered. You don't really talk to Gemma Silver again, or Gleam Silver is her name. Oh my god, I'm mixing up her first and
Holy
last name.
crap! What's your name?
Yeah.
Gleam
For
Silver
Gleam
is her last
Silver.
name.
Okay.
But you see her in camp every now and then. She kind of glances in your direction and nods. But you guys are traveling along the road. 2 days go by, and Taltech, you are awoken in the first thing in the morning, with a big commotion outside, like from one of the wagons, and there's three of the cultists marching your way, weapons drawn, and there's a bunch of people from the wagons, like merchants are like, what the fuck is going on? And a bunch of the other guards that are with you guys that have kind of come running up and are like holding back these three cultists, and they're pointing at you, Taltech, and they go, he killed him, he did it, he killed him.
Who did what?
Who?
What's going on?
Huh?
Don't misunderstand. Killed a lot of people. Don't know who you're talking about.
One of them goes, that's admission, he admits that he killed him.
Killed who?
He goes,
I haven't killed anybody lately.
You killed my brother.
Your brother.
Yeah. So it's not difficult to know. So this cultist, him and his brother were the big ones that were pointing at Taltech a lot. You guys would know after a month and a half that they're brothers. So he's saying you killed his brother. His brother
Didn't
is
kill
not
your
there
brother.
with him.
If he was going to kill him, he would have done it at the very beginning.
Yeah, and
Yeah, he would
he's
kill
been with
you
us the
too.
entire time. We would have known if he'd killed him.
Yeah.
He did it in the night. I have no doubt of that.
Hey, if I'm gonna
That's-
kill someone, it ain't gonna be dark out. All right,
Yeah.
it's gonna be during the day where everybody can see, and I would have his head. Just
Lies.
throwing that out
You
there.
are lying.
This is
One-
true. He has a lot of heads.
You know, you're blaming him, but yet there is somebody that has been added to the camp most recently. Who's to
Gemma?
say it wasn't somebody else?
Yeah.
Gleam Silver kind of like is off to the side looking at you, and a couple people turn and look at her, and she goes, look at me. I've been sitting over here the whole time.
Yeah, not the little one. There's some cloaked person around.
So the cloaked figure, he kind of walks up or is kind of sitting in the background, and people kind of turn and look at him. And the person, the cultist that's accusing you of killing his brother, he goes, he wouldn't. He didn't do it. I know he didn't do it because he was with me the whole night.
Okay, what proof do you have that I did it?
And he says, well, he was stabbed. And so, like at this point, like a couple of the merchants in charge, including Cassian, kind of walk up and are like, okay, calm down, what's going on? A couple of the other guards that were on patrol that night, the last night, kind of were like, well, this guy's saying his brother was killed and says Taltech did it. And they're like, and the cultist goes, he did it. I know he killed my brother. The other two that are behind him, they're cultists, are like nodding emphatically. Cassian finally goes, okay, well, if he did it, where's the body? Let's go, like, show us proof. And so
Finally, somebody sensible.
he's one of the lead merchants. Are you guys going to go with them? They kind of start wandering off.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I don't want to be stuck around by myself.
Okay. So you guys have done this too, and a lot of the camp members do this. They camp under the wagons for protection, just from the elements. And they walk you up to one of the cultist wagons, and underneath it there is his brother, this cultist brother. We'll say he's got a shaved head and a burned side of his face. His eyes are glossy, like glazed over, very dead, and he's got like a stab wound of some kind in his chest.
This would have been a perfect opportunity. I do not. Damn it.
Yeah, it would have been a perfect opportunity to search them wagons.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And he goes, like, his brother goes, I woke up and I found him like this. And he turns to you, Taltek, and he goes, you stabbed him. You killed my brother.
I mean, I didn't.
Yeah, like there are many people who carry bladed weapons. Here
I mean, pretty
at-
much everybody here does.
Yeah, so it could be anybody.
Go ahead and
And
both of you guys
if
make
anybody, remember the night when we had food and we had a little bit of poison in there? Yeah, remember that? Y'all looking at us?
that was
So
in
if
the morning.
anybody-
That was your breakfast. But
That was morning.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
Yeah,
poison.
and we didn't retaliate then.
we didn't
And
do
we
anything.
still haven't.
That
Well,
wasn't
you know
us.
what? Go figure it out, and then you can come back to us. If you want us to figure out who killed your brother, that's fine. But
says-
it was not him.
He goes, I know it was him. I won't stand for your lies. The wagon, like, can't see any of the other wagon merchants kind of move off to the side, and you can see them talking. The guards, they're like, that you are with you guys, the rest of them are kind of like keeping the peace, keeping the cultists at back, and keeping you guys separate from each other. But the one cultist, he's just screaming obscenities at you. He's just beyond, grief. He doesn't
Help.
care. He doesn't want to listen to reason. His brother's dead.
How about trial by combat, bud?
No, Taltek,
No.
no.
No, I know.
So after about five or so minutes, the merchants kind of,
Seemed like
they were in a small little group. They kind of come back, and not Cassian, one of the other merchants. He's a big pot-bellied man. He's maybe about 5 foot tall, and he's wider, almost as wide as he is tall. He's very fat.
That's rough.
Yes. Waddles around
probably-
a lot, sits in his wagon, but
That poor wagon.
yeah, poor wagon.
So he's fat. He's not like a linebacker then.
No, he is fat.
Oh,
He's
okay.
definitely pot-bellied. But he has this big bushy mustache, which just kind of hangs down. And he kind of quiets everyone. He goes, quiet, quiet. I have traveled the road for many years, and I never seen anything like this kind of commotion. It's unheard of. And he says, but unfortunately, we have no proof. As our famed hero Taltek has said here, anyone could have killed him. He says, I am sorry for the loss of your brother, but it'll be up to the gods to punish whoever the culprit was. And they kind of like, the cultists kind of look at each other, and the one that's been spitting and like angry, you can see him turn bright red, like with anger. And then he just spits at the merchants, and he says, burn in the hells with you. And then he stomps off. The rest of the cultists kind of for a moment kind of look around like, okay. And everyone kind of breaks apart. The commotion's over.
Is the merchant inflamed by the spitting, or is he kind of like, eh?
He just kind of shrugs.
Oh, okay.
It was he cursed in, like he yelled obscenity. It's kind of like to hell with you. He was
Yeah,
cursing
okay.
not
I was
him.
just curious.
Yeah.
Because spit at me.
Except in this
Beat
case,
your
the
ass.
hell's a real place.
Yes.
It might be a good idea, Taltek, for you to stay away from him.
I think it's a good idea for him to stay away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just
Also
for
wants us off, so
No
just
one's
for-
going to be left alone, though, that's for sure, because reasons.
Yeah.
But that would have been a great time, y'all.
So yeah, Taltek.
Yeah. See, I told you I was good at distractions.
That's true.
So good. So good.
I was down to do trial by combat.
That's true. That could have been entertaining.
That could have caused probably more problems.
I
Then
don't
we would've
know. I think Taltech could have taken him and won.
Oh, I have no doubt that Salsa
I think that's what
I
he's
think it would just
indicating.
it just would have caused more problems.
Yeah, no, taking more heads.
Yeah.
I thought they discovered the head is why he got all upset, and I was like, "What? This makes no sense." But now I understand.
I feel like there would have been more stab wounds if Taltec actually did it. So
Yeah,
He
not
would
to
have
mention
taken his
we've been with
head.
Taltec this entire time. So
There would have
Also
been
that-
no head.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
there
true.
would have been no head too. So it would have been
My bag would have been a little
his
heavier.
bag. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That makes sense.
Are you sure about that, Taltec?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Are you absolutely sure your bag would be a little bit heavier? Are you sure I wouldn't have immediately confiscated that and taken it elsewhere?
No, because I did it in the middle of the night. You would have never known.
Yeah,
Mm.
for now.
Snitch.
Mm.
Snitches get stitches. Isn't that what they say?
Snitches
So
get
do you
get
eventually
that.
eat the heads that you lop off, or just keep them?
Well, I really wanted the skull because it was a half dragon.
Oh,
That would have been
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, and then I could
were you just
No,
too lazy to
hatchet.
skin it, or what was
Oh,
happening?
forget. I was gonna put it in the tannery baths in the in Elturel, but then I forgot. And they frown on that kind of thing there, I guess.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah.
So let's continue on with
You think they would have
Bernie.
understood that you think
I
they would have
mean-
understood with your kind. I mean, they're trophies, right? So you want to like
Right?
keep.
I really want pizza now.
Not getting
How
pizza.
does chopping off heads equal pizza for you?
I mean,
Because
is-
that's what you get if
because-
you have pineapple on pizza.
are there
I
any
like
towns that
pineapple
have
on
pizza?
pizza.
I'm just saying, it's only 6 o'clock where you are, JJ. You got plenty of time to order pizza.
He does have a point.
So, Cassian, is this going to cause issues?
He says he doesn't think so. I mean, the merchants as a whole, all kind of agreed. He says there was a bit of commotion and disagreement. A murder on the road is not something that is handled, goes over lightly. It's going to create suspicion amongst everybody. You're only a week outside of Waterdeep, though, and this seems to be the best solution. Is just okay. Let's just make it to Waterdeep. Everybody can go their own way. We wash our hands of it and be done.
Well, all right. I mean, I'm willing to offer him a trial by combat if that's the way he wants to go.
Cassian says
Yeah,
no. That would not help the situation at all. We want to de-escalate, not to escalate.
Yeah.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Cassian, I think it's best that we keep Taltec away from these gentlemen in robes.
I mean, technically, an escalation would cause a de-escalation because no brother, no problem. So,
I mean, that's fair.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but he says we want to avoid
Murder.
further bloodshed, and even if there's a combat by trial, if something is suspicious, he's like, there are 20 of them. That's a fifth of the caravan. We don't need to have them, trying to go through a murder spree or killing spree and seeking revenge.
That'd be a lot of holes.
Again, he goes, we're a week out of Waterdeep. It's not worth the hassle. And then he looks at you, Taltec, and he says, and I'm paying you to protect me, not to protect your own interests.
That's fair. Fair enough.
Fair. Although I do have a lot of chromatic orbs to use, so a lot of explosions.
You're like, I'm just building them up day by day. They need to go somewhere.
Saving them.
You're building them up, and I can potentially have chromatic orb myself.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
three people.
Oh, well.
now that excitement is over,
Let's just head back to where we were filling.
Okay. You guys kind of go back to your portion of the camp, gather your belongings, get up, make food, breakfast, all that fun jazz. Somebody else roll cooking for breakfast.
I will.
me.
No.
Everyone's like, no, not you.
Which one do you have to roll for?
It's a
Is it
wisdom.
wisdom?
Somebody said me before Taltec. Who was that?
I don't know.
Oh, I was
Veston
going to
did.
say that was me.
It was Veston.
All right, Veston, you can roll.
Please roll lower than I did.
16.
That'll
I
be
mean,
delicious.
It's better than the wisdom check Lethartha rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that.
that would have been rough. Definitely
all right.
not pizza. So
It might be a good idea to let me do the cooking for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
That-
So
that's fine.
you say
It
that,
is-
and then you roll a nat 1.
So Veston actually cooks a really good meal. What kind of breakfast are you making for everybody?
I mean, what do I have
Boiled
at my
head.
disposal? Caltech? No.
Oh.
Just shush. What resources are at my disposal that I could cook with?
You're with a merchant caravan, and they've got decent food. Cassian's not going to eat like on the road next. Hell no. He's a well-to-do merchant.
peasant.
He's going to have an actual good meal.
How does bacon and eggs sound for everyone?
Totally
Probably
doable.
better what I would have made.
You make some bacon and eggs. You season everything perfectly. The sizzling of the bacon kind of makes some people look over in your direction. We'll
They're
say
pretty crispy, right? Like crispy bacon.
he got the perfect
Yeah.
crisp to it.
Sweet.
I got you, Scar. I got you.
Yeah, he's got it down. It is remarkably tasteful. Like really good breakfast. Not that chef's kiss perfect, but getting up there.
Pretty close.
Not
Getting
that
there.
turkey bacon bullshit. Actual bacon.
No.
Real thick pieces of bacon. You know.
Proper
Vegan.
food, unlike the
Proper.
monstrosity that Caltech decided to cook.
Well, it wasn't a monstrosity, to be fair. It was on the border.
Bland.
A
It's just
bit.
Yeah.
bland.
It was edible.
bland.
It was
Imagine
edible.
what a 4 would have gotten you.
You don't want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
All right, so you guys pack up and head on to Waterdeep. I'll have one more person roll a check for food. It won't be Veston this time because we're going through. So either Scar or Lethartha.
Lethartha is up getting something to drink.
Scar,
I
you
guess
can
I'll
roll
roll
to
it.
make food for them.
So it's just a wisdom.
Yep, just a
Yeah.
straight wisdom roll.
Yep.
18.
Ooh.
Oh,
so-
damn.
You are 2
Good
days
tonight.
outside of Waterdeep, and you're like, guys, I'm gonna cook today. Today will be my day. I'll cook. Every meal you make just gets better and better and better. So you start with whatever you had for breakfast. You want to make some biscuits and gravy. It comes out
Hell yeah.
fantastically.
Sausage gravy. Sausage gravy.
You managed to find some sausage gravy. Make it. Oh, it's good. And then for lunch, it's just a quick snack because you guys were traveling. But you managed to find some like candied apples to pass around. So everyone gets a little bit of some sweets. And then what are you
Nice.
making for dinner? What's your creme de la creme?
I gotta do a meat eater steak. So
Just
roasted
the
potatoes.
steak? You gonna do any vegetables or
Roasted potatoes. I mean,
Roast.
honest.
Oof. Yeah. So Taltech Scar is like, this is how you cook a steak.
This is salt.
Some
This
seasoning.
is food. What you
That is
heard
what.
of that.
This is what medium rare is. So.
Picture
It comes out fine if you boil it.
It's edible.
It's edible.
Yeah.
A little salty.
When I
but
asked
edible.
if you can boil water, that's not what I meant.
You were not specific, sir.
You said boil water, not boil steak.
I mean, you can boil steak.
just for perspective, in the 1700s and 1600s, boiling meats was very, very common.
Mhm.
I
It
know.
was very common.
That's not what we're
And then you
doing.
can drink the water.
Yeah, no, you would not want to drink. That's very briny.
You don't want to drink the water.
Oh. Blech. They would soak their meats for like days at a time to get the salt out of it for the salted meats.
Oh yeah, like salted pork and shit. Yeah.
And it would
Yeah.
still be super salty.
Mhm.
But Yeah, so it's that kind of scene with Sam telling Golem potatoes. It's that like Taltek's like, huh? And
Yeah.
Scar is like, this
Potatoes.
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 Exactly.
Boil them,
yeah,
mash them, put them in a stew.
the end of the night, you guys all kind of lean back. Even Cassian joined you guys, and as like that was some really good food, you kind of pat your stomachs, going, "Oh, I want to
It's
sleep
delicious.
now."
Yeah, my chain shirt's a little tight right now.
Yes, exactly. And then with that, we'll say you guys arrive in Waterdeep. So let me read what the approach is like. So approaching Waterdeep from the south along the Tradeway is a breathtaking sight. The city's high, weathered gray walls rise predominantly, dotted with guard towers and fluttering banners, a testament to its strength and pride. Beyond the walls, the towering spires and domes of the castle ward dominate the skyline, with Castle Waterdeep perched atop Mount Waterdeep, standing watch just over the bustling city. To the west, the Deepwater Harbor sparkles under the sun, its waters teeming with ships, their masts forming a busy forest of wood and canvas. Near the south gate, the road comes alive with activity. Merchants, travelers, and vendors create a vibrant scene, offering everything from roasted meats to exotic trinkets. The air buzzes with bartering and laughter, mingled with the clamor of guards conducting inspections. The imposing gate, adorned with Waterdeep's golden griffin crest, stands as a grand yet stern invitation, promising opportunity and adventure to those bold enough to enter the City of Splendors. So the caravan arrives at Waterdeep at the south gate. Cassian calls you off to the side, and he pays each of you 80 gold.
Woo.
Nice.
Sweet.
Very nice.
Yeah, he does thank you guys for your service, and he tells you that if you guys are ever in heading south again, to look him up, see if he's in Waterdeep. But he's not going to be traveling north any further from here. He's going to trade and then head south. If you guys are willing to continue working for him, he's happy to hire you on, but he'll be in town for a week.
That might be an option.
I was
Yeah.
considering heading further north. Do you know any of the other caravans are heading further north?
That's true.
He says he's heard of at least half of them probably will be. You guys, everyone go in and make just make an intelligence check for all of you.
Straight intelligence.
Rough.
Just straight intelligence.
That's gonna be rough.
Or
Oh, that's perfect. That checks out.
Okay.
14.
Yeah.
So only Scar has been to Waterdeep before. The rest of you have never been here. So
Great.
Scar, you know that there's the city is huge. It's at least as big as Baldur's Gate.
And I have a map of it, right? As far as, yeah.
I mean, I would say you have a map. You guys can find one and buy one if you want. But I can certainly give you guys a map so you guys know what it looks like. Give me 1 second.
That's kind of what I was hinting at.
Hint.
Oh.
Where's the map?
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Nudge.
I'm gonna run to the
Say no
back.
more.
I'll take you and I.
That's a good map.
Who's a good map? That's a good map.
There you go. Oh.
Oh, yeah, that is a good map.
Yeah, it's high res too.
It's a giant map.
I guess it's not that high res. It just looks big. Looks high
Well,
res
that's
in the
'cause-
picture.
It is, well, I mean, Waterdeep's big.
Waterdeep is huge.
So I'm assuming we came into the trade ward.
Yeah, you guys are the South Ward is where it is.
South ward. Oh, that's southern. That's southern gate.
Yeah, I mean there are
I'm
all
gonna real
kinds
quickly go to
of-
the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Sure.
You know what we never did?
What's that?
Mm.
Checked what was in the fucking wagons.
Ah, too late.
Mhm.
Just saying.
I mean, we were hungry. So
All right, if you want a really good, really big, really interactive map, here you go. That is like the wiki page of maps for
Oh boy.
Waterdeep. Yeah. So when we talked like last time about how some of these cities are really well like documented about stuff, this is another example.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they have City of the Dead.
Yeah, it's basically their necropolis. It's the graveyard.
Oh.
It has been known to be used as a staging ground for the undead to attack the city on occasion. It's usually some necromancer, like a red wizard of Thay, or somebody will
Yeah.
work their way
oh, I
in,
got
and
a
then
ad for the Lord of the Rings to Mordor Huron. Cool.
yeah. The other thing too, so Mount, I think it's Mount Waterdeep. Yeah. So there's an adventure in D&D called the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which is quite literally under the city. It's under Mount Waterdeep. You go from level 1 to level 20 as a character underneath. It's a place. It's the Dungeon of the Mad Mage has been there longer than the city has been there. Yeah, and the Yawning Portal is here, which is also a place to adventurers go, and you can go down. There's a well in the middle of the tavern, and you go down, and it leads to basically the undercity of Baldur's Gate or of Waterdeep, and you can kind of go through, and there's all kinds of crazy adventures, monsters down there. The only way up and down is through a lift that they have to lower down. It goes down like 100 feet. But yeah, there's all kinds of crazy stuff here.
I have returned.
Welcome back. All right.
Did I
Well,
miss anything important?
we're
No.
just talking about Waterdeep.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys depart Cassian's company, and you guys remember you have the horses with you, and you were supposed to find in Waterdeep.
Yeah, there was a guy.
Yeah, his name was Varric Stonefist.
Yeah.
Congrats, you beat me to it by like half a second.
But you know, like where you guys were supposed to go is towards the north gate, so the opposite side of town.
Oh, that's a long ways.
It is.
Well, I suppose we could either, you know, peruse something, or we could just straight take the horses back and check in with the individual that we were supposed to check in with here.
Give us a little distance between us and the remaining cultists.
That would be smart.
Yeah.
Where did we come
Especially
in?
for the one known as Toltec.
You guys
I
came
mean, he's
in
not a
along
cultist.
it's the high
We're
road.
at
You
the-
came in the south gate.
Yeah, Southgate.
Um,
All the way at the very bottom.
bottom. Oh, okay.
And we're heading for the North Ward?
The north gate. It's on the opposite side of town.
At least it's a big thoroughfare, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, like the main
Yeah.
road is huge. Like you have either the high road you can just follow, which will lead all the way up there, or you can kind of take the side roads. I mean, if you either the two main roads, either the Way of the Dragon or the high road, either one will kind of lead up towards the North Ward or the North Gate. It kind of leads right through the center of town.
All right. Well, I guess we should start heading that direction. We got a long way to go.
How long does it take to traverse the entire city?
From one end to the other.
Yeah, like in our case.
So the city. This one doesn't have a None of them have like a scale to them. It's gonna be
Big.
it's big, so
Like half
maybe
day
so if
on
you're
horseback.
no, if you're on your if you're on horseback, like you guys can ride your horses through the city. It's not it's like frowned upon, but it's not something you like. Nobody's gonna be like get off your horses or anything like that. There are like the wagons are going through the city. They're not like unpacking like they did in Baldur's Gate. Like there's wagons going back and forth, people going back and forth. So I mean, if you were on horseback going through the crowd, it'd probably take maybe 2 hours.
Well, I wonder if we should follow the wagons that we know are continuing north.
Uh-huh.
Just a thought.
That's not a bad idea.
It is indeed not a bad idea.
I mean, at the very least, they'll probably be here for a day or two before they continue
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna
Oh,
follow.
too bad we didn't ask recommendations.
Are you guys gonna try and trail the wagons, or are you just gonna head to the north gate? What's your plan?
Say trail the wagons from a discreet distance
Okay.
would be my vote. Anyone else?
It's actually a good idea
That's
to.
good.
Yeah. Contact, don't you have a cloak?
Yeah.
You
You
might
guys-
want to.
You just spent 2 months on the road with these people. They know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna know who we are.
So if you guys want to
Yeah.
try and stealth it, go ahead and make or kind of try and follow. Make a stealth check.
Oof.
Do we need to?
Yes.
If they know
All of
us?
us?
They know of you, but you guys are trying to blend in with the crowd and follow behind
17.
too.
Yeah, I'm.
11.
18 with disadvantage.
Damn.
Oh, that's right. You're jingly.
Well, the jingle doesn't
Um,
matter so much.
It was
Is
a 17
Scar?
and a nat 20.
Now, does Scar have the disadvantage because of the male, or are you making it where it's fine?
He doesn't have it. Doesn't have
It's
disadvantage.
Okay, good.
medium armor.
Yay! Okay,
Yeah,
good.
no, it's not medium. I mean, it's not heavy.
Heavy
Good.
armor is the only thing that does that.
Okay.
All right, Viston, I need you to roll a stealth check.
I was just about to say, I'm not even going to bother, but fine.
Well, if you're not gonna bother, okay, then. So you roll the 1.
Oh my god.
He rolled a
So-
2.
So
The one
after-
time you're rolling that one.
so you guys walk.
I
like,
rolled in that one.
Yeah, you guys kind of follow. There's a couple other like wagons, not just the cultist wagons that are heading north through the city, and one of the other merchants that you guys were with sees Viston and is like, "Oh, Viston, you're coming with us. Come, sit with me." And he's just kind of shouting it out over like all of the other wagons.
Oh, God.
And
That's
like the
embarrassing.
cultists stop and look at you, and they all kind of glare. Especially the one that you blamed Taltek for his brother. But they refuse to move forward while you guys are nearby. Viston, do you join the merchant, or do you kind of be like,
I'm heading in a similar direction to you, so sure.
Okay. He kind of grabs you by the forearm and pulls you up into his wagon. He's like, "Come, sit with me. Tell me tales of your adventures. I wish to hear more of them." And kind of hops the horse, and the wagon kind of slowly starts moving through the crowds.
Mm-hmm.
You can regale him with tales of your adventures. It can be anything
Keep
you
him
want.
busy.
But what the rest of you guys? What are you doing? Are you gonna just follow him? Because the cultists are definitely aware.
They all
of you.
now know that we're here. I think we should all turn off on a side street and go another direction. And parallel it. It's a city. It's
Yeah.
big. We should be able to parallel a giant wagon train.
I don't know. Which one do you want to take? Oh gosh, there's so many.
I say we turn off the main road and parallel the wagon train at a discrete distance.
Go
Which
ahead.
one are they on?
They're
gonna
probably
take
on the high road.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, high road. Okay.
So, just I thought that says Street of Balls, Street of Bells.
The street of balls.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and I would say Taltech or whoever, one of you two, can make an investigation check with advantage.
All right.
Viston, you
this
are
place
not
then?
there. You are with the wagon guy.
Advantage, right?
Yes.
Right. 20.
Okay.
Ooh.
You feel pretty confident over the next couple of hours following them. You kind of lose sight of the wagon train for here or there, but you guys stop at maybe some merchants and kind of like try to, hey, we're not really following you, but every now and then you kind of look down the side streets and you see the cultist wagons continue on north. Feston, you make it to the north gate just fine, no problems. The wagon merchant, he kind of claps you on the back and he says, "Thanks for keeping me company, and I hope you find your well to do. Your friends are gone. You know they're coming up here eventually, but you're by yourself at the moment."
Mm-hmm.
Does he
Oh.
have his own horse, or do we have his?
Oh, he has his horse.
Okay.
It wouldn't be difficult. He would just tie the horse to the wagon, and it's slow enough. Like the horse is not gonna get lost.
And you, sir, are as stealthy as a ton of bricks rolling downhill.
Yeah. I want
On
to say the
fire.
merchant. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm
so
gonna say the
Viston,
merchant-
you've reached the north gate. Did you want to do anything? Do you want to look for Varric? Do you want to do anything else? You can find a tavern. You can drink. You can whatever you want to do. It's a major city.
I think I'll go for finding Varric first.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a investigation.
Investigation. Ooh, and that at 7.
Well, congratulations. It's not very difficult. You have to beat a 5.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got here with the wagon train. You mentioned Varric. They kind of like, I don't really know him. Maybe he does. And they kind of point you in the right direction. After about 20 minutes, you end up coming to a small building. It looks like almost like a miniature temple kind of thing, is what your first impression is. But then you step into the building, and it's pretty bare bones. There's a table, like a desk set off to the side. Like a small little table with a bench next to it. But there's 2 people inside. One of them is Varric, who introduces himself. He's got kind of this short cropped hair, but a long like mutton chop like on the sides. And he shakes your hand and he says, "Ah, you must be Viston." He kind of looks behind you and he goes, "Did you lose some compatriots on the road?"
We got temporarily separated at the south entrance of Waterdeep, or the Southern
understand.
Gate, I mean.
Yes. The city is very large, yes. But, well, as long as they make their way, and he motions to the other person that's with him, and he goes, well, kind of goes, hey, go take care of the horses. The other man stands up, and he has these spectacles on. He takes them off and runs out, get your horse. And you realize that you kind of see there's a back door, and you can hear what looks to be some kind of commotion. There might be like maybe a small like backyard area. That maybe there might be some horses out there or something, and probably maybe a small stables. You're not really sure. But Varric says, "All right, come sit down. I understand from Onthar that you are following a certain caravan and group of individuals. Is that correct?"
Indeed.
Well, he kind of looks around. You're inside a building, but he kind of lowers his voice and he goes, well, I have some bad news so far. I understand there was a man, a half dragon, that was part of the caravan, or initially part. Well, I'm sorry to say, I spotted them. They arrived a week gone, or a 10-day ago, and they departed the following day. They continued north, so they arrived about a week before you.
Hmm. Do you know where they were headed?
Unfortunately, I do not know. I know they were heading further north. That was the path they took. They left the north gate. But I have not seen or heard from them since. He says, "How was your mission? We were able to follow the wagons?"
Yes, we managed to get into the correct wagon caravan, but minor complications came up during the trip. We weren't able to fully verify everything, and I fear that let's just say the gentlemen we're following are a little suspicious of myself and my fellow compatriots.
Well, that is not good. Well, I understand from that you guys worked as merchants or merchant guards. There's nothing like that here, but caravans leave all the time. There is, if you wish to continue following them, which probably would be our best bet since we're not sure where the other individual headed, you could certainly join their caravan. He tells you that there is a company. It's called what is it called? It's called the High Road Charter Company. And he explains it's a consortium of guilds and nobles that have kind of banded together, and it's basically a private military that just guards wagon trains. So you couldn't get hired on, but you could certainly like say, "Hey, I'm heading north, and I want to go with this caravan," and you would be able to go. The guards would take you regardless. He says that would probably be your best bet for it.
Where, so I'm gonna ask him, where could I potentially, go to meet with someone who would allow me to, go with said caravan?
Well, he says, well, perhaps we should wait for your friends to arrive too. We can keep an eye. And he kind of looks out the door and out the window, and you can see there's other wagons that are kind of mingling about out towards the north gate and going through the city. And he says, it looks like you may have arrived before everyone else. And he kind of looks at the wagons. Do any of those wagons look like the ones that you are following or you're traveling with?
Do I recognize them?
Yeah, it's not super difficult. You recognize the merchant you were with, and he had 2 wagons. But outside of him, there's maybe 1 or 2 other from the wagon train you were in, but not any of the cultists.
I recognize some of the wagons, but not the ones that we're looking for in particular.
He nods and says, "Okay, well, if they haven't arrived yet,
I believe we might have."
Yeah, if they're leaving the city, they'll have to come here if they're continuing north. So I would recommend for the moment, perhaps we just have you rest and see what happens. When the caravan arrives here, the wagons from the cultists arrive. If you can point them out to me, I can keep an eye out for them, and I can see about when they plan to depart and help you get in contact with somebody from the High Road Charter.
Well, thank you. Your help will be most grateful.
You're very welcome. He says, kind of pulls a necklace out from him, and it's a fisted gauntlet that you recognize from being Onthar's, Order of the Gauntlet. And he says, the Order appreciates you working for us. And he says, in the meantime, please rest. If you wish to explore a little bit, there are a couple of, inns around that would be happy to accommodate you for food and lodging. Just try not to wander too far so that I am aware.
Yeah, I'm not planning on wandering too far. I'm planning on staying nearby.
Excellent. At this point, the other assistant kind of comes back in and just kind of picks up his glasses and goes back to work, whatever he's writing. He's writing in a ledger of some kind, like he's checking notes. All right. Anything else you want to do?
Nope, not at the moment.
Okay. Well, then back to Scar, Taltek, and Lathartha. So as you guys are trailing this, you guys do cross many merchants, many stalls. Is there anything you guys want to browse or grab while you're here?
Um, yeah, I want to buy a new hand crossbow.
Okay, easy enough. You can buy one for the same price out of the book.
But I want a magical hand crossbow.
In this case, you wouldn't be able to find one with just kind of quickly browsing.
Okay.
You can find one in the city. You just, you're trying to keep an eye on the wagon train and travel at the
Right.
same time. It's just not the opportunity.
So no perusing, no browsing. Well, browsing, no purchasing.
Keep an eye out, and maybe we find something that we want to come back to.
Sure. I mean, it's a major city. There's all kinds of things. It's like being in El Terrell. There's stuff everywhere. Or Baldur's Gate. It's a major city. There's so much to do. Scar, what about you?
I think I'm good with this stuff.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so after about Viston, you've been at the kind of hanging out, waiting for them to arrive. After about another hour of just kind of hanging out, people watching, you see off in the distance a little bit in the kind of the opening square. You see Taltech. Well, you see, I should phrase that. You see the cultist wagons pull up, and you're like, oh, Varric. He kind of pulls up to the window and is like, oh, you're like those ones, those people, and kind of point them out. And then as you're doing this, you notice Taltech and Lethartha and Scar. You see them kind of off to the side, kind of trying to be stealthy. They come off a side road, and then you're like, oh, that's my friends right over there. And you can wave them down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'll go wave them down.
Easy enough. You turn in your horses, and you meet Varric. He kind of shakes everyone's hands, says he's happy to meet all of you. And that's it for the moment. And that's where we'll end today. We'll pick up next time with you guys departing.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Yes. The road travel.
Could I at least, before we completely end, inform them of the High Road Charter Company?
Oh, you wanted to talk to somebody in charge?
No, I wanted to inform them that we could, go with the High Road Charter Company.
Okay, yeah. You can pass that information on. Easy enough.
Yeah, so I just tell the group that, hey, if we want to keep following them, we were going to have to probably go with High Road Charter Company. And from what Varric said, it's kind of a paramilitary group.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
So we'll probably have to be a little bit more cautious than we were the last time.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, you can't lop
try not to cause any trouble.
No trial by combat. Although, like you said, it would be a really good distraction.
It would have been.
The best of distractions. Well, in that case, guys, congratulations. We've done the long, difficult part of travel.